What's up everybody, welcome back to the Dan Nader channel. In today's video we're going to be doing some DIY tire balancing on some cop wheels that I bought for this 1987 Plymouth Grand Fury. Let's get to it. So I just picked up this vintage tire balancer, found it off of Facebook Marketplace, and as you can see it's pretty greasy. You're supposed to put oil in it, so I think over the years it's been moved and oil would seep out. So it's pretty dirty, dusty, and oily. Good folks at Super Clean sent me some of their products to try. So we're going to use the traditional Super Clean Tough Task Cleaner Degreaser. So let's see how well this Super Clean cleans this up. All right, I'm just going to spray this on full strength. I'm not going to dilute it at all. This particular wheel balancer is a Coates Model M76 Micro Precision Static Wheel Balancer. Let that sit for a second. I'm going to get a scrub brush. I'm going to scrub this. Apparently they were manufactured in Nashville, Tennessee from the 1960s through the 1980s. I believe mine's from the 1980s. The M76 is a static balancer, meaning it balances the wheel in a single plane rather than providing dynamic balancing required for modern high offset wheels. This should work perfectly for my period correct cop car wheels. The dark staining there, I believe that's like a paint or an actual stain for wood or something. I've since gone online and purchased an owner's manual for this Coates bubble balancer. Feel free to pause the video as you see fit if you'd like to read it. At the time of recording this video, I hadn't purchased it yet, so I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I'm building the boat while I fly it, if you will. So got the bubble balancer all cleaned up, looking pretty decent. Inside of this thing, you're able to put some oil. So I'm gonna put some 30 weight oil in here. I think what was in here to begin with was like transmission fluid or something. We're just gonna put some oil down in here so that whenever you push down on this lever and the head raises, the oil will make that movement smoother. I have no idea how much to put in here. Figured there'd be an oil level line or something. Don't see one, so we're just gonna wing it. Sure, let's do that. I probably put way too much in there. Anyway, put that lever down and it'll raise the balancer. It's very fluid, very smooth feeling. Cool. Okay, looking at this balancer as it's sitting, you can see the bubble is off to the right. So I'm going to adjust these knobs down here on the base, and we're going to center that bubble into that bullseye. Looks like that'll work. Good enough. Alright, so it is in the lock position. I've got this bubble pretty close to centered. There we go. That looks pretty good to me. We'll throw this tire on here. And there's an arrow on this target. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's where you're supposed to line up your valve stem. I don't know. So there's the tire sitting on the locked head. Now I'm going to unlock it and let it float. You'll see I'll push this lever down with my foot and it'll stay down. Okay, so now this tire is floating. Okay, so you can see that the bubble is to this side of the target, which means the heavy side is over here. So we have to add weight to this side. You can see the bubble moving towards the center to balance this tire out. And I've got these stick-on weights. So these will go on the inside of the barrel of the rim. So these are just 1/4 ounce weights. You can see that bubble went pretty much close to center. So we've got that pretty much balanced. Now I've seen a video somewhere where a guy was using some kind of method, some patented method from years ago. I can't remember what it's called. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen right here. The method that I'm referring to is a patented method from 1961 developed by Fred J. Bagaman for the static wheel balancer. Again, feel free to pause the video to read the patent, or afterwards, click the link to the patent in the description below. The diagram at the end of the patent is quite helpful to visualize the concept. But basically, they would separate the weight into a triangular shape. You've got the heavy side right here. Instead of putting the weight directly across from it, split the weight and create like a triangular pattern. These two weights should more accurately get rid of the imbalance. At least that's what I believe is the case for this method. But I kind of like that idea. It's a little more fine-tuning the weight. So these weights will be stuck to the inside of the barrel, and I like that the weight would be a little more in the center of the wheel and not on the outside of the wheel. There are two different kinds of balances. I think one's static and one's dynamic, I think. Could be wrong, but that's why those spin machines are more accurate, because it can detect imbalance in the tire this way and, you know, that way. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but there are plenty of videos out on YouTube on how balancers work to balance tires. So if you want to look those up, by all means, go right ahead. But anyway, for me, I think this method looks pretty cool. We'll give it a shot. And you can see the bubble is pretty close to center. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to put my weights, on the inside of the rim. See a little bit better. There's bubbles just slightly off, but pretty stinking close. Close enough, nail it. Close enough for government work, however you put it. So we'll go with that. Okay, so I locked the head again, so now it's not going to move, but I want to take a piece of tape. I'm going to be using 5 1/4-ounce weights, so I want to basically line this up. So I'm going to go across the tire, down to the other side, so I know where to put them on the center of the inside of the wheel. There we go. So I'll just put my middle weight in line with that piece of tape. Okay, I didn't realize that I already had 2 weights stuck to the inside of the rim before I did what I just did. So now I removed them and I put it back on the tire balancer, and I've had to shift them in a little bit. Instead of 5 on each side, I'm going to be doing 3. So my bubble is pretty much right on the center of the target, so we'll be doing 3 weights. All right, take 2. I'm going to try to line this up with my tape, and then when we're done, we'll throw this back on the tire balancer, and we'll see how close we got. Let's put this back up here. Let's see how we did. Okay, that's dead center. Okay, and that bubble barely moved. You can see it is off just barely. So that's good enough for me for right now. We'll just see how this works on the car and see if we get any vibrations. All right, I'm going to jack this car up. I've got my impact wrench. There's a 19mm bolt head on the end of this jack. So I'm going to be using my impact wrench and my Dynamic Tools impact sockets. These are some high quality sockets I picked up from Dynamic Tools, so I want to thank them for sending these to me. If you want to pick up a set of these impact sockets for yourself, and you can get a 15% off discount if you use Daninator15. Anytime you shop there and use that code, you'll get 15% off. So great deal on some high quality tools. Pretty nice socket. These lug nuts, I think, get torqued down to like 89 foot-pounds or something like that. All right, we got the lug nuts torqued down. So let's see how this thing does on the highway and see if we get any bad vibrations. All right, so I've made it all the way down to the end of our road that takes us out to the highway, and so far so good. I've not had any vibrations. The steering wheel has been perfectly still. I don't feel anything. So let's get this thing up to about, I don't know, maybe 70, and we'll see what happens. All right, pulling out on the highway. Here goes nothing. Smooth all the way through 30. 40 miles an hour feels smooth. 50 feels good. 60 feels good. 65 feels pretty good. No vibrations at 70. No vibrations at 75. I think we're good. Steering wheel is not shaking a bit, so we're in good shape. Alright, so that's a pretty good test run. We'll go ahead and balance the rest of the tires and we'll get them onto the car. I'm really excited to get these wheels onto the car because I want this thing to have like a cop car look, and these police wheels, and I've got some center caps I'm going to put on here too, so can't wait. Okay, so I am pleasantly surprised that the balance worked and everything felt good. So let's get to those other wheels. All right, we've got the last three set and ready to go. This one balanced almost exactly perfectly on the balancer, so I'm gonna put that one up front and the passenger side front. These two were very close, not quite perfect, about like the first one I did. So we'll run those on the rears. All right, so we're getting ready to pull out onto the main highway, and so far I haven't felt a single vibration. It has been driving smooth as silk. So we'll get out on the highway, get it at about 70, and we'll see what happens there. But yeah, this actually drives a little bit smoother than the original tires that were on this thing. Those things were probably 30 to 35 years old, if I had to guess. So I'm doing 45, no vibrations, smooth as silk. Doing 60, don't feel anything, still driving as smooth as silk. And the same at 70, so I think we're good. That little balancer did a fine job. I got it close enough, and that's good enough for me. Now I gotta go fill this thing up with some gas. All right, so happy to have these tires on the car now. They've been sitting in my garage for some time, and I'm glad that tire balancer seemed to do the trick. Car runs smooth. Actually seems to be running better down the road, smoother than the original tires, like I said. So thrilled to have this look going with the car now with these cop wheels. I do have one final touch to put on here, and that's the center caps. So yeah, get a load of that. Looks awesome. There is a part of me that kind of wishes I would have painted the rim silver so you can see the style of the rim a little easier, because it's really hard to tell what kind of rim it is when it's black like that, but I think the silver would look good with the gold paint. All right, to put the final touch on this thing, I got a set of center caps, some stock. I think these might be replacements. I don't think these are original, but I found them on Facebook Marketplace for probably too much money, but it is what it is. They're in pretty good shape. The one's got a little bit of wrinkling in it because I had snapped them on the car one time just to test it out, and I kind of dented it a little bit trying to remove it. So 3 of them are in pretty good shape, and one's got a little bit of dentiness in it. That's this one right here. See, it's just a little bit wavy right there. Ah, well, they all look really good. So we'll throw these puppies on there. A nice, good, snappy poppy sound. Good popping sound, you know that puppy's on there. I think that one's on there. It didn't pop on real good like the other one. Here's a good pop. Like that. That's a good pop too. All right, now that finishes it off. That looks really sharp. All right, well, that's it for now for the wheels. I think in the future I want to put some white letters on the side. So as always, thanks for watching. God bless. Be sure and hit that like switch on your way out. We'll see you next time.